Good morning, Yankees universe. Welcome back to another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew on this Friday, September 1st. Like always, I'm your guy Hector, joined by my co-host, Mr. TC Stills. Check out the intro, and we will be right back.
Really, y'all don't know this, y'all in danger. I'm a threat. I'm a gamble with your life, cause you know that it's okay. It's okay. You know I ain't letting up, my foot is on your neck. Take my word for it, it's a promise and a threat. Okay. Really, y'all don't know this, y'all in danger. I'm a threat. I'm a gamble with your life, cause you know that it's a bet. It's a bet. You know I ain't letting up, my foot is on your neck. Take my word for it, it's a promise and a threat.
Like I said, good morning, Yankees universe. Welcome back to another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew. This is the day the Martian lands in Houston. This is the day that Austin Wells will be up in the big leagues with that beautiful mustache. All you Yankee fans out there, wake up and get your coffee. TC, how are you feeling today, big fella?
I'm excited. I want to take a bite out of Dane's quote. He says he's like a kid, an 8-year-old kid on Christmas. And that's what we all feel like because our season's shot and all we have is watching these kids. And I'm so excited. I can't wait. All the hype on Dominguez and Wells. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing Wells.
No, definitely. Shout out the chat. We got 10 people so far in the building. As you guys come in, if you guys can, smack that like button. We got my guy, big time Jerry Cadill in the building. KC Funtime, my guy Kevin's in the building. What it do? Jacob Petruzzi's in the building. My guy, retired war vet. Salute. 3 capital S's. NFE's in the building. My guy, Dad Finch, is in the building. And, of course, Uncle Grandpa Tats, how are you doing? Like I said, if you guys can, when you come in, smack that like button. Just want to thank everybody who supported our video yesterday, conversation we was having for Dexter Henry. It was a great conversation. And we got a special one coming this Saturday. The Morning Brew Sports, and they ended our hour with my friend Nathan Ramachandra. We're doing a little collaboration. We will have MLB Network's own Brian Hoach, who covers the New York Yankees, on with us this Saturday to break down the season, break down the prospects. We're going to talk about Cashman. We're going to talk about how nothing's going to be held back in this conversation with Brian Hoach. So make sure you guys tune in. It's a special episode this Saturday, 11 a.m., Make sure you get your cup of coffee early. TC, I'm excited for that one, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna have my coffee. You know, I got it right here. I'll have a cup for tomorrow and be watching you guys, and you know, excited for that too. Wow, you guys, you just working every day, aren't you?
Trying to, bro. That's all it is. My guy Frank Rivera's in the building. Frankie K, how you doing, dog? But we got to talk about it because. Yeah, Harrison Bader was claimed off waivers yesterday by the Cincinnati Reds. If you guys didn't catch my video, I dropped the video yesterday. Go show that some love and support over there. Let's get the views up on that one. I'm going to be dropping some videos like that going forward. But Harrison Bader, we already know the young kids are coming up. Hal Steinbrenner came out and said that this season was unacceptable. An unacceptable season from Brian, according to Hal Steinbrenner. And also what he said is, the Yankees are going to be hiring an outside firm, a consultant, to evaluate the analytic department, evaluate the front office, evaluate the coaching staff. So some changes may be coming. It may not be the big changes like a Brian Cashman or maybe even an Aaron Boone. But when it comes to the skeleton of what makes up the Yankees front office and the analytics and the staff, there'll be major changes. We already know that Dylan Lawson was in charge of hiring the development at the minor league level. That's going to be changed up, right? So with the word of the Yankees going to be hiring an outside firm, a consultant, to reevaluate and take a deep dive inside the Yankees system, I think that's a good thing. TC, what's your thoughts on it, bro?
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, unfortunately, it took Hal till September 1st to realize that the season was a disaster when we all knew it was in June. And he kept saying, "Oh, well, why you guys all? What are you worried about? What's the fuss?" So, but it's good. I mean, yeah, it took him time, but now he realizes that they really do need to take a look at the analytic team. And that's what I've been saying. The analytics has ruined this team. Whether they want to use it or not, they're not using it the right way. So, doing a deep dive into it, removing some certain people, bringing in some outside people that know how to, work the analytics, know how to read it, know how to understand it, interpret it, bring in different guys, different type of players. I mean, that's what it all boils down to. And Cashman, we want him to go, but if he stays, maybe he'll benefit from this change in the analytics, and he'll know I'm just doing what the analytics tell me. So now with the change, maybe he'll have a different approach and bring in some different guys and have a different result. So that's something to do.
And I get it. Like some fans, and I know TC, you're not big into the whole analytics. Like when it comes to analytics, you know how I stand, right? It's just advanced data. You need to have the right people in place to interpretate that data, right? So when it comes to analytics, you can have all the analytics in the world, but if you don't have the right coaching staff, if you don't have the right training staff to help the players interpret that data and put it into practice on the field, you're shooting yourself in the foot. That's how it feels when it comes about analytics. But when you look at the quotes from Hal Steinbrenner, and shout out to the few guys that just came in. We got L.I. Yankee King in the building. The only troll in the Yankee universe we acknowledge is my guy L.I. Razil the Great is in the building. My guy Razil, how you doing? We got the twins, the Big Blue in the Bronx, Alex and Luca. My guys, how you doing? We got F.E. Drake is in the building. Steve Schumann's in the building. My guy MP, salute, salute, salute. We got 20 people watching us. If you guys can't smack that like button. And like I said, if you haven't if you weren't able to take a look at the video I dropped yesterday, if you can, it helps us out on the channel. Watch that video, gives me a thumbs up. It helps us grows up over here. But when you look at the quotes from Hal Steinbrenner, shout out to my guy Joe Randazzo on Twitter. This is what Hal says. We're going to take a very deep dive into everything we're doing. We're looking to bring in possibly an outside company to really take a look at the analytics side of what we do, baseball operations in general. We're going to have some very frank conversation with each other. This year was obviously unacceptable. And he continues to go, we'll learn a lot in September, and we'll learn a lot in spring training. That's why I didn't want to trade these guys away at the trade deadline. We've traded away too many guys the last few years, so I think it'll be very exciting. That's the quote that I somewhat have an issue with. Yes. Because he said, I'm going to repeat it again, we will learn a lot in September. That's why I didn't want to trade these guys at the trade deadline. We've traded away too many guys over the last few years. The only players you traded away last trade deadline was a bunch of prospects for Frankie Montas. So those are the guys that you're talking about. You just released Harrison Bader. He was just claimed off waivers by the Cincinnati Reds. If you wanted to trade someone, it should have been Harrison Bader then to get anything back. Some 18-year-old prospect that may not even make it to the big leagues is still something back in return. TC, what's your thoughts on that quote? And to the people in the chat, let me know as well. Go ahead, TC.
Yeah, well, the way he's looking at it is they still had a shot, and he was looking at to add to the to the team. So trading prospects to get a major league ready player is what he was looking at. But we all knew that that wasn't the case. they needed to sell off. So the Baders, the Severinos, and possibly Glaber. Maybe Wandy Peralta or some bullpen pieces, Clay Holmes. They could have been traded at the deadline, and then we would have got, probably some high prospects for them. I mean, teams need these type players down the stretch. We had a great bullpen. So him putting the halt to trade in these guys, I don't know if that was a good move. We'll have to see in September with when these prospects come up and see if they're even worth it. Because we definitely overhype our prospects, and we don't trade them when their stock is high. We've sat on people like Clint Frazier and Miguel Andujar and those type guys and got nothing in return. So it's too bad. And Hal needs to. I mean, he doesn't understand baseball for one. He has to have so many people around him take care of everything. So he needs to just maybe just shut his mouth and let the baseball people do what they do, and just go from there.
Yeah, I want to shout out the people that just joined us right now. My guy, Anthony Medina, mi hermano de la Islas in the building. We got the superstar, Grace Monroe in the building.
Yeah,
Grace, how you doing? We got my guy, CWE, how you doing?
All right,
we got the famous guy, Sunil's in the building. Sunil, salute. Razil the Great, I just wanted to point this out. He said, yet again, when you do not know which side of the line you are on, delusion versus belief. You make moves like Hal / all of us knew at the trade deadline, this team was dead in the water. Hal said that he knew better. Absolutely, Razil. And also, to add the cherry on top of it, shout out to my guy, Punjab Kings fan in the building. Punjab, how you doing? Is that I'm still waiting for Hal Steinbrenner to add on, because what did he say? He said, we're not done. After signing Carlos Rodon, after re-upping on Aaron Judge, he said, we're not done. So what was the move? Release putting Harrison Bader on waivers, releasing Josh Donaldson, who was picked up by the Milwaukee Brewers, and that game that I'm going to next Friday, shout out to Anna Marie for winning the contest that we did yesterday. And we're going to start doing that for the rest of the season. For those of you guys that are in the tri-state area, even though this team has not given us anything to root on, right, when it comes to this season, we do have the Young Kids in September. So for the rest of this month on Fridays, we'll be doing a giveaway for the following Friday. So next Friday, we'll do another giveaway for the next Friday for some Yankee tickets, all right? But like I was saying, what are you doing, Al? Go ahead, TC.
No, I mean, like I said, I don't know. Yeah, he says they're all in, championship caliber, big move. We were waiting even before the trade deadline. Cashman's going to make a big move. You know, a lot of us were saying, Juan Soto. Where's Juan? We got to get Juan Soto. That would be the big move, big. They just sat around and, you know, they thought, well, we'll just get everybody, you know, all in an uproar, and then we'll give them Middleton. There's our guy. That's going to save the season. Our middle reliever from Chicago.
And even when we got him back from Chicago, we had to ask the White Sox to give us some money on top of it. On top of it. For all of you that just came in the building, we got 35 people in the building. My guy Damian Serrano's in the building. Salute. D-Rod is in the building. My guy Shane McNeil, how you doing? Yo, Ancico.
Yes,
just to let you guys who joined us late, on Saturday, tomorrow at 11 a.m., make sure you guys set your notification. We're going to have Brian Hoach on the show. We're doing a special episode. It's Yanks Morning Brew. It's the NNR Sports Hour with my guy Nathan Ramachandra. We're doing a crossover, and Brian Hope will be here himself. And we're going to ask the hard-hitting questions when it comes to Hal, when it comes to Cashman. So make sure you guys are ready in the chat. And as well, for all of you guys that donate super chats to the channel, we appreciate you guys. It helps us to pay and upgrade on our programming, upgrade on our equipment. It helps us out, right? Honestly, over here on the channel. So we definitely appreciate that. We got some changes coming up. It's going to be some good changes. So make sure, like I said, keep on the lookout. We got some announcements to make sure that we will be announcing. But make sure you hit your notification, set your alarm clock. Tomorrow morning, Brian Hoax will be here to answer all of your guys' tough questions about this season. But let's look at the chat real quick. I want to highlight.
Do we have any reveals today, Hector, about what's upcoming? Anything? Can we give him a little taste of any?
Not right now. Not right now, because Celso's not here. I don't think it's right for me to do anything without Celso. So we'll wait for my guy to come. We'll wait for my guy to come. But Razil the Great, I want to point it out. That was worse than making a stupid move. They did the one thing everyone and their mother was like, no way. They do nothing. And that's what it did. Shout out to my guy Yankee Kyle in the building. I appreciate you, my guy. Salute. Uncle Tats with the $4.99 super chat. Uncle Grandpa Tats, you know I always appreciate you from the bottom of my heart, family. Always love helping the family out. Appreciate you, Uncle Tats. But TC, I want to point something out as well for my guy, The Real Boss Show. And shout out to my guy, Gio from Unpopular Opinion Sports and Gaming. Make sure you guys follow my guy, Gio. Hal Steinbrenner is treading on very thin water, and it's on a scary way. If Hal thinks that the fans are mad now, wait till next year. Hal most likely will keep Cashman. The kids, let's be real, will probably struggle out the gate. The Yankees will probably be under 500 next season if it keeps going like this. It'll be a point of no return between Hal and the fans if no major corrections or change this offseason. And I definitely believe that. Shout out to my guy, Real Bolshak, on Twitter. And this is why I wanted to point out, TC, if the Yankees start off next year, the first 20 games, 10-10 or 5-15, fans aren't going to be happy. It's imperative on the highest degree. It's so important for the Yankees to start out the season on a hot streak. We got to be over 500 after the first 20 games. TC, what's your thoughts on that? Before I do that, shout out to my brother Medina. Go ahead, read the super chat, TC.
Appreciate that, Medina. Hey, Hector and TC, here's a little something to help out the channel. Much love and respect to you guys. Yeah, much love to you, Medina. We
appreciate you, Medina. And Medina, channel, you know, shout out, send my love to your pops as well. I appreciate all of you guys that message me outside of the show. Those of you guys that hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, reaching out, asking how my father's doing. He's doing as best as he can. But he definitely appreciates your kind words that you guys have been sharing, because I have been showing it. So I definitely appreciate you guys. Go ahead, TC.
Yep. Yeah, and September 23rd, Medina, we're all hanging out. So be ready.
That's a fact.
No, so yeah, Hal is if Hal thinks this year was bad, yeah, next year, oh man, they're going to be at the gates, you know, ready to burn down the stadium if they start off slow, because having all this, you know, they're putting all the eggs in one basket with these kids, and we all have seen it. We haven't seen anybody since Judge really impress to become a star. And if these kids don't perform, man, I don't know. And who knows what they're going to do as far as free agents in the offseason. I mean, I don't trust Cashman picking up, you know, a decent player. I see him trying to do what he did this year, the retreads, the DFA guys, you know, trying to pinch pennies. We got to go for it. This team is a supposed championship caliber team with unlimited resources and high payroll. They're not treating it that way. And if they don't go in the off season being like that, then yeah, there's going to be hell to pay next season at the stadium. They are going to be pissed.
They definitely are. And the thing is, when it comes to Hal, right? Damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? Because Hal can go out there this offseason and spend. And if the team doesn't perform, fans would still be upset. So, like, that's why I said, damned if you do, damned if you don't. I know I've referenced
in the right way, though.
Yeah, you got to spend it in the right way. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And, you know, I know I've referenced a lot the movie Tommy Boy, but I do it in a joking way. But if you watch that movie, it is a good movie. If you watch that movie and you pay attention to the characters that are in that movie, it's all about Tommy Boy trying to live up to the legacy of what his father was, right? But he came to a point in the movie knowing he couldn't live up to that. He couldn't be his father. He couldn't be in his father's shoes. How? We know you can't be your father. We know that you can't fill those shoes. We definitely know that. But what Tommy Boy also did is he went back and started talking to who worked with his father to figure out how his father operates, to figure out the special sauce. And that's what Hal Steinbrenner has to do. He has to take a look down memory lane. Thank you, bro. He has to take a look down memory lane. Go, and I know some of these guys, Skip, Gene, I know a lot of them guys is passed and they're not here. But speak to the guys that were around them. Bring in consultants. Hire Paul O'Neill to be a consultant. Sit down with old school baseball minds to try to figure this out. There should be a way that the new school way of thinking when it comes to analytics and the old school mindset, there has to be a way that it could intersect and find an even kill. There has to be a way. That's the only way how it's going to be able to fix this over this offseason. What's your thoughts on that, TC?
Right. No, you nailed it. I mean, yeah. Good movie. Rest in peace, Chris Farley. Just miss that guy. You get some funny movies out there. And yeah, I mean, we've been talking about it earlier in the season that they need to bring in those type, the dynasty year guys. I don't know about Jeter, if Jeter would come in other than being a GM, but Paul O'Neill, Pettit's here now as a assistant pitching a coach or coordinator. I'm not sure what he's doing, but you got Jorge Posada, you got Bernie Williams, you even got Reggie Jackson. Bring him back. You got Ron Guidry. There's guys from the 70s, 80s, 90s, guys that have championship in their blood. They have that fire to be a winner. And I'm not seeing the winning formula in this group of players. They're like complacent and, oh, well, it's okay, goofing around. They're just settled for, like last year, they made the playoffs. Big deal. Okay, we made it. We got to have guys that say, you know what? If we don't win the World Series, it's a failure every year. That's the mindset of these players. So we got to bring in that type of, personnel to inject that. We have the youth coming up. We need mentors. We need to develop these kids, and our development hasn't been the greatest as far as our farm system. That needs to be looked at. The medical staff needs to also be looked at as well. So it's not just the analytic team. Nope. There's a lot of different aspects of this organization.
It's the skeleton of the organization.
Yep, exactly. It needs a clean house. So
it's the skeleton of the organization, bro. It's the foundation, right? Because you bring up the medical staff. There should be no reason that Anthony Rizzo's concussion went undiagnosed for 2 months. There should be no reason whatsoever. There should be no reason that not only did Aaron Judge, his toe injury, get misdiagnosed once, but it got misdiagnosed twice. There should be no reason. That's why when it comes to the medical staff, they got to take a deep dive. So that medical staff needs to be cleared out. After this season, they need to be cleared out. I want to highlight.
You always brought up the Domingo Germán debacle, putting him in the sauna.
Putting him in the sauna when he is wasted drunk. You don't do that. You don't do that. I'm gonna highlight Sunil's chat right here. He said, Hector, the 1990 New York Mets started the season sub 500 in April. Davey Johnson was fired in favor of Bud Harrelson. And he says, how are you listening to me, God? Fill in that word for Sunil. A few other ones. My guy CWE, I don't trust Cashman either. That's a fact. That's a fact, CWE. And that's why when you take Cashman's time here running the team and you split it in half, yes, we can celebrate 98 and the dynasties. Cool. If people want to give him credit, give him credit. Copy, cool. He didn't build up the core four, but he added pieces here and there. We can give him that little bit of credit. 2009, all right, cool. You made the A-Rod trade, cool, copy. But from 2010 to 2023, these last 13 years, I'm evaluating you for that. Not for what you did before. I'm evaluating you for these past 13 years. And these past 13 years, we haven't gotten to the World Series. The only player that we drafted and developed that became an all-star has been Aaron Judge. You've had so many misses when it comes to these prospects. You had so many mishaps when it comes to free agency. You didn't trade prospects when their value was high. You missed out on X, Y, and the third. Fill in the blanks. So for these past 13 years, I'm evaluating Brian Cashman for the past 13 years because in New York City, we live in a perpetual "what have you done for me lately" cycle. And for lately, Brian Cashman hasn't done anything.
No, and it's too bad because I remember not too long ago, me and my brother Casey and my dad talking about how Cashman was like a ninja. He made these secret under the radar moves in the middle of the night. Wow, I can't believe he pulled that off. Some impressive little sneaky deals. Now he tries to do that, and it just backfires one after the other. Like he's baseball's passed him by. He thinks he knows. We keep saying that he thinks he knows baseball better, but he doesn't anymore. He doesn't.
Nope.
It's time for him to. I really want him to step aside and have somebody else come in. Because I know we were talking about this yesterday with Dexter a little bit with what the Steelers. I know why you don't want to talk about football, but they have a general manager who came in first year, Omar Khan, and he has revamped that team. Nobody was talking about the Steelers. All of a sudden, from last year to this year, Super Bowl possibilities in one season, just the GM change. So I know it could happen with the Yankees if they brought in the right person. It could be someone within their personnel. You know, Derek Jeter's around. I mean, someone familiar.
I don't think as much as I would love Jeter, I don't think that I honestly I don't want to say fans are just living in fantasy land when they bring up Jeter. If you want to have Jeter in your mind, cool. Your fan fiction, Derek Jeter is in charge of your team. But I just don't see it. Jeter's a family man right now. He's retired. He's living his good life with his kids, with his girls.
Why would he want maybe that headache?
Maybe down the line, maybe in 10, 15, maybe when Derek Jeter is maybe. But as of right now, I don't see it happening. And shout out to my brother Medina for another $9.99 super chat who says, I just don't have any kind of confidence that Hal would do anything to make changes to the team. He's been gaslighting the Yankee fans for too long. I will believe it when I see it. And that's the thing also, because someone else brought in the chat as well. I think it was Razel the Great. A lot of the stuff that Hal, when you look at his quotes, it's all possibly. It's all this could happen. It's nothing that's frank or definite, right? If any Knicks fans out there, my guy Boulevard is in the chat. In 2006, when Isaiah Thomas was running the team and he was doing a horrible job as being the president, and he hired so many high-profile coaches, gave them so much money that didn't work out. You know what James Dolan did in 2006? He sat down Isaiah Thomas in front of the MSG, in front of every media outlet out there, and said, you need to say that you've been horrible at your job and you will coach the team next year. And after next year, your time will be over with the team. And that's what Isaiah Thomas did. I remember that clear as day. He looked like a kid that got yelled at by his parents, and he had to apologize to his friends for being a little jerk off.
Yeah. But you know, these Yankees won't do that. It's all about, you know, cupcakes, unicorns, safe space, you know, don't offend anybody, don't upset anyone. So don't expect that ever to happen. So it's just a different era, a different time. The accountability, that's the thing. Nobody's held accountable for anything. It's just everything's, you know, status quo. It's just stale, man. I'm tired of this. Just you got to make a change. It's just not the same rinse and repeat. It's just how's that gonna you know, help you next year? You got the same honestly, if they bring the same team back again next year, I mean, minus what, Donaldson and Bader. I mean, I don't know.
And also, you know the funny, you know, where's Cincinnati where they're batting Harrison Bader in their lineup? Yes. He's leading off the game. Yeah. He's leading off the game for Cincinnati. Yeah. That's something that Yankee fans were saying that should have happened all season. Harrison Bader is a fastball hitter. If you look at those 5 home runs that he hit in the postseason, one of them was on a slider that was down the middle. Every other one was a fastball. If you put Harrison Bader to lead off and had Aaron Judge batting two in the 2-hole, imagine what would have happened. But at the same time, when it comes to Bader, he couldn't stay healthy. And that's what I pointed out in the video that I made yesterday. Over the season and a half that he was here with the Yankees, he only played the 92 to 98 games. He didn't play over 100 games. So as great as Harrison Bader was when it comes to his defense and that little spark in the postseason, he wasn't healthy. I'll get to Bader in a little bit. I want to close up with this topic and switch it up. But also, if you guys can, we got 45 people in the building. If you guys can, smack that like button. We're sitting at 1,391 subscribers. We are 9 away from 14. So if you guys can help us get to 1,400 and hit that subscribe button. Well, hold on. Let me just remove this here real quick. Add the next topic because we got to switch it up because the end of the game yesterday was so frustrating when it comes to Gleyber Torres. And Gleyber Torres, when you look at the season that he has had an amazing offensive season, a bounce back, a better season this year than last year, especially over the last 2 months. He's hitting 272, 23 home runs, 57 RBIs, 13 stolen bases. He is leading Major League Baseball when it comes to home runs from second basemen and all of Major League Baseball in home runs. But he is also leading second basemen in Major League Baseball in errors.
Yeah.
So it's what are you going to get from Gleyber Torres? You have 3 games where he homered in each game. Gleyber Day, let's give Gleyber an extension. Gleyber's this, Gleyber's that. And then he had a game yesterday where he had 2 errors. TC, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, unfortunately, you get the good and the bad with Gleyber. It's yeah, you get that offense, and yeah, he has glimpses of he has streaks. He has hot streaks of going very well, and then all of a sudden he falls off, and he comes back and he gets in a streak again. He's in one of those right now, but at the same time, throughout the whole season, you get you get the errors, you get the throwing mistakes, you get the base running blunders, you get not knowing how many outs there are. The baseball IQ is not there. It's too bad. He's 26 years old, and honestly, at this point, we almost need to keep the guy. We really can't get rid of him, because behind besides Aaron Judge, there's nobody else really doing anything on this team. So I guess you got to live with that as a Yankee fan. You got to live with this offense, and then you got to live with this, subpar defense. So I mean, unfortunately, that's the way it is. I mean, he's a good ball player. He maybe needs to work on some of his, his lack of hustle and laziness, and his play in the field. Honestly, I thought that throw was he was slid into, and it took him off, and he had to a bad throw. It wasn't. He actually, the guy slid. It was a good slide, and he just lost grip, or he just airmailed it. Like I got this, and you see that throughout the year, and it's frustrating, very frustrating, because he is a good ball player. He has so much potential. He just needs to put it together in the field. It's too bad. And I think, summing this up, I think Sean Casey has helped him a lot in the second half of the season. So that's a good thing as well.
Yeah, when you look at Gleyber Torres' numbers, right, and you break them down by month, for the month of April and March combined, he was a 245 hitter. In the month of he was a 280, and on the month of May, he was a 286 hitter. But the month of June is when he struggled. That's when Judge was out of the lineup. He was a 198 hitter for the month of June. But after Sean Casey came, for the month of July, he was a 275 hitter. And for the month of August, he was a 340 hitter for the month of August. Let's see what happens in September. But when it comes to Gleyber, I'm going to just point to my guy, Keith McPherson. Shout out to my guy, Keith. Always holding it down for the Yankees. He said, on brand, Gleyber, great series at the plate, but it's endless like that. A great month at the plate. Throwing error to take the L. This game means nothing. The Yankees won't mind it. He'll be back, but that was exactly what we all talked about when it comes to him. The Gleyber Torres experience comes with that. It's either you're going to get an amazing offensive side and you're going to get bad defense. Like I said, Gleyber Torres is leading all second basemen in Major League Baseball when it comes to home runs, but he's also leading all second basemen in Major League Baseball when it comes to errors. Personally, me, in this offseason, his peak is at the highest it's been since he was a 23-year-old phenom that hit 38 home runs. So you got to see what you could get for him. It has to be Major League ready talent or already in the big leagues. You can't give me some starting pitchers that need 2 to 3 seasons to develop. I don't want that. No. I need a starter. I need a bullpen arm. I need a close. I need something back from Gleyber Torres. What are you thinking, TC? What are you looking back?
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, he's peaked right now, and his trade value is really, really high going in this offseason. So if we can get a Major League ready, say a left fielder or a closer, big time closer, or even maybe a number 2, 3 starter, it's a possibility. But a definite Major League ready player, yeah, I think maybe him and a prospect will get us that. And but if they can't get anything back for him, I'm not trading him for just nobodies and somebody's 15th ranked prospect that's projected 2026. I don't know. We can't wait. We need Major League ready guys. while he's hot, while his trade value's up, see what you can get. And you know, I think they could move on from him, but I'm actually leaning toward they'll probably end up keeping him.
Yeah, I think that's
2
what
to
it
3
is.
years is all I'm giving him.
Just like my guy, shout out to my guy Nathan Ramachandra.
Yeah.
Like I said, make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. The Yankees Morning Brew and the NNR Hour is teaming up with Brian Hoach. Make sure you set your alarm 11 o'clock in the morning. It's going to be a great conversation. We got 45 people in the building. If you guys can't smack that like button, and if you're watching this for the first time, hit the subscribe button. It helps us out with the algorithm, and it helps us grow and gets us in the eyes of other Yankee fans. But my bro Nathan says, I will give Gleyber a 2-year or 3-year deal with high AAV. I'm not sure what he means by high or how high would he go, but for the output that we get back from Gleyber Torres,
no more than
15 million.
Yeah,
no more than 15 million. And that's me being 16 million, me being generous for Gleyber Torres. But the numbers speak for themselves. If he can hit 7 home runs in the month of September and he finished the season a 280 hitter with 30 home runs and close to 70, if not 80 RBIs, that's a solid season for a second baseman. Your second best hitter on your team. That's not something you just shy away from. Right. You could fix defense because we've seen Gleyber Torres be a above average second baseman when he first came up. You can fix the defense, but I'm not sure you can fix the IQ, the heart, or the motivation. That's the only thing I'm not sure you can fix when it comes to Gleyber Torres.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I want to highlight I want to highlight some chats real quick. My fault, TC. Pop said I wouldn't touch an extension of Gleyber with a 10-foot pole. Razil says 13.5. Gleyber, take it or leave it. All right, that's a good one. Punjab said, who else in the free? I'm not too sure. Let me know. I know LI be up there with the free agency. So let me know what other free agent second basemen are out there. My guy D-Rod says Gleyber won't take that type of contract. He'll get better, get a better offer elsewhere. If he does, he does. That's why I'm attaching that qualifying offer so we could get back a draft pick.
Yeah, and I think in just real quick, I just think in September, seeing what they have in Peraza might sway them, you know, one way or the other with Gleyber, because I know they're high on Peraza, but he really hasn't been impressive, and I think he was the future at second, and now it could be third, but if there's nobody to replace Gleyber at second, I know they have LeMahieu, but he seems to be, you know, our utility guy playing everywhere. There might not be a replacement for Gleyber, so they might have to stick with him. So I don't know. This month is going to tell a lot.
I think there's no shot the Yankees start the season next year with Peraza even on this team, let alone be in the starting third baseman.
I have a feeling you're right.
I don't think this team believes in his bat. You can hit at AAA. I don't think they think he can hit at the major leagues.
Yeah.
You know, last year he was good, and a little bit of time that he was up. He hit over 300 last year when he was up here for that little bit of cup of coffee. But I besides that, I don't know. I don't think they give him that opportunity to be the third unless he has an amazing month of September. I don't think they do that. I think the Yankees are going to go out there and try to sign someone. You got Jeimer Candelario, who's going to be a free agent. He's a switch hitter. The Yankees could sign him. We got some money coming off of the books. It's not opening up the wallets. It's reappropriating those funds into someplace else. So maybe Candelario is your third baseman of the future. I'm not sure. Not too sure, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, and them trying to change Peraza's approach at the plate doesn't help either. I mean, just let the kid hit the way he's been hitting. I don't know. They want to change Peraza, but yet they leave Volpe alone, and Austin Wells changes him. So I mean, I don't know. Hey, we're going to find out all about Austin Wells and that story coming up probably pretty soon because he's now on the team. Yeah.
Nathan wants to know if you want to join us tomorrow. Are you free 11 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, I would love to. Yeah, sure.
Bet.
I would
love to. All right, copy. So my brother TC will be there. Thank you, Nathan, for that.
Yeah,
it will be myself, Nathan Ramatandra, my brother TC, and about 5 or 6 people from Nathan's team. It will be a great conversation with Brian Hope. Like I said, guys, set your alarm for tomorrow, 11 o'clock in the morning. We're going to have whatever questions you guys have in the chat. We'll ask them to Brian Hoke. Just make sure you throw your super chats. Make sure you throw your chats in the chat for tomorrow's episode.
Thank you,
Grace
Nathan.
Monroe points out Peraza hit the Astros last year. Maybe he'll do well this weekend. Let's see.
I like your thinking, Grace.
And then my guy Pop, my guy Gio says Peraza's going to be fine. Let the kid be like get a look like Volpe. Just give the kids time to work through it. And that's what I'm saying. Yeah. They're going to have everyday time for the month of September. It's just what he does in the month of September is all I'm saying. If he doesn't hit above 250 for the month of September, I'm not sure if the Yankees that they're going to have confidence going into next season, letting him be the everyday third baseman. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. 250, cool. 220, because look at Volpe's batting average. Volpe's basically at 220. So if he hits below 220, I'm not sure. That's all I'm saying.
And congratulations to Anthony Volpe hitting the first rookie to
let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Nice segue. Hold on. I'm going to share the graphic right now because we got to talk about Volpe. And I kid you not, I wish Blue Gold was in the chat because I swear to God, every time I'm working on graphics for Anthony Volpe, I just have Blue Gold in the back of my mind. Hopefully he's listening and he would type into the chat over the next few minutes. But every time I talk about Anthony Volpe or I make a graphic for Volpe, I always think about Blue Gold. Yeah. But when you look at Anthony Volpe, he's a 219 hitter, 20 home runs, 57 RBIs, 21 stolen bases, the first Yankee rookie to be in the 2020 club. And also, when you look at his defense, he's the second best defensive shortstop in baseball behind Wander Franco when it comes to defensive runs saved. Yeah. Anthony Volpe, he may be in that conversation for the he's in that conversation.
He is.
He may walk away this season with a Gold Glove.
Yeah, even how about Rookie of the Year? What do you think his chances are Rookie of the Year?
I got to see the field. I'm really not too sure about the entire field, but he's going to be in that conversation, especially if
his
he wins
average,
a Gold Glove.
I think brings him down in the conversation. If it was a little higher, I would say if it was 260, 270, I'd say maybe.
Well, nowadays in baseball, batting averages is really not
about that.
So the 20 stolen bases and the 20 home runs right there.
Yeah,
but
that's what a lot of people look at.
I do believe Patrick is right. Gunnar Henderson will be Rookie of the Year. I'm not sure if Gunnar Henderson is going to qualify for the Gold Glove at shortstop because he has played a big part of the season at third base and shortstop. He may qualify for the utility Gold Glove like DJ LeMahieu got last year. So Gunnar Henderson may get that Gold Glove.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got in the chat. When you look at Brian Hoke, right? And this is a quote from Anthony Volpe talking about the young kids, Dominguez and Wells for today. We're going to put the link for the open panel in the chat. We got to end today's episode at 1:30 just because Joe's show is going on at 2 o'clock. I'm going to be producing it. But this is what Anthony Volpe had to say about the young kids. He said, for me personally, it's awesome. These are guys I played with my whole entire career. Really, really just what it means to them and kind of what I got to experience is amazing. So for these guys to be able to go through that and just get a taste of everything, I'm just super happy for them. I feel the same way Anthony Volpe does. Yes, do I want to see Jason Dominguez go off in the month of September? Absolutely. But I'm glad he's getting a cup of coffee. I know that may not be a lot of people hyped up that the kids are coming because they wanted this season to be something else. So did I. I wanted this season to be special. But we got the future up here, the Martians up here, Austin Wells and that beautiful mustache is up here. Let's see what happens, TC.
Yeah, no, it's going to be great to see at least 5 of them. Yeah, I want to see them all 5 in the lineup at the same time because it's been fun to watch Scranton. Scranton Wilkes-Barre has been putting up runs, and these guys are all from there, and they were all just tearing it up. I just hope it translates to the majors. Bring some energy to this group because it's it's hard to watch, and yeah, it's going to be the future Yankees treated as if this is the spring training 2024. see what you got, and hopefully it's fun. Hopefully it's fun for us to watch, get excited for. It's nothing else to play for. So we're pulling for these guys, man. Come on.
Yeah, I put the link for this open panel in the chat. Like always, when it comes to the open panel, let's be respectable to the YouTube terms and service and to everybody else that is on the panel. Let's keep it clean, like PG-13. Shout out to my guy CWE who said Judge should have won a Gold Glove last year. The media robbed him. When it comes to that, see what you're saying, CWE, but I think it was Aaron Boone and the Yankees flip-flopping him between center field and right field.
Right. Yeah.
That's what hurt Judge the most when it comes to the Gold Glove. If it was back in the day like it was 10 years ago and the Gold Gloves were for outfielders, just outfielders, not by position, he would have definitely got it. But the fact that they were flip-flopping him between right field and center field, it kind of messed up his numbers. But yeah, I got
he gets a Gold Glove for me just running through that wall in Dodger Stadium. That's a Gold Glove right there.
That definitely is. That definitely
and the golden toe.
That definitely is. But like I said, the link for the open panel is in the chat. I'm going to put it in one more time. Like I said, we got 40 people in the building. If you guys can, please smack that like button. I'm going to bring up you guys as you came up backstage in the queue. So I'm bringing up my guy, Mr. KC Funtime. KC, how you doing?
Right. Yeah, what's up, everyone?
I'm chilling, brother. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Sorry I missed you guys last week, but work distracted me. So,
and you staying safe out there from the weather? No, nothing. No hurricanes, no tornadoes.
Yeah, it's beautiful out now. We had a little rain, little wind, but where I'm at, it's all good.
As long as you ain't see no cats and dogs flying by, I think you're all good. All right, KC. But KC, you've been hearing a conversation. Let's just start with Volpe first before we take a dive into any other of the things we were talking about. What's your thoughts when you look back on Volpe's rookie season?
Well, you know what? I hear what TC said about the average, and us older guys, we tend to look at average more. But other than the average, his defense has been solid. His home run production and right now, I don't know if it is that conversation with Wells, with Casey, but it seems like he's really turning it on lately. He's more aggressive. He's making solid contact. I mean, he's hitting the ball really hard.
Going opposite.
So I think this next month, if he continues this pace, he's going to have a really solid rookie year.
And also too, when you look back, not just that, right? We got the month of September right now. We got all these young kids that are coming up. It's going to bring that little bit of youth energy to a team that's been very stale and old for the past several years. When you look at our squad, we got a lot of old folks on our squad. I ain't trying to be ageist, I respect my elders, but when you look at it, we got a lot of older guys that's on this squad. So let's see how Jason Dominguez goes about his preparation. Let's see how Austin Wells goes about his preparation. Let's see if having Dominguez and Wells up here, maybe that puts the foot in Peraza's ass and Peraza starts turning it up, right? Maybe having some other young guys so he could feed off of will give him that energy he needs. I'm just saying hypothetically, maybe that's what it's going to do. But hold on one second. Also, I'm going to say this right now. If you guys want to have a fun drinking game tonight, right? We're going to have this game, right? Get yourself a bottle, whatever you drink or whatever, a wine, a beer, whatever. Get your shot glass. Every time the Yankees broadcast or the pre-show or the post-game show, anytime the Yes Network brings up Austin Wells and the chicken palm conversation, take a shot, right? Because there's nothing like beating a dead horse. And that has what has happened over the past several days. They just keep talking the chicken palm, chicken palm, chicken palm. It's all they talk about. So get your shot glasses ready. Get ready to get drunk tonight because I'm calling it right now. They're probably going to say it about 30 times over and under. What do you think, TC? Over 30 times, under 30 times?
25.
Copy. What about you, Casey?
Yeah, I say under 30. Under 30. But funny thing is, when we started the show, Tats and I were going back and forth, and he said maybe they'll have it in the clubhouse for tonight's dinner.
Yes. They're gonna have. They need it. They make sure it better be Titi. Titi better be the one cooking it, and it can't be anybody else but Anthony Volpe's Titi, right?
Hopefully, they add it to the September 23rd menu when we're there. I'd love some veal parmesan. Or
my guy Patrick Sinclair in the chat, he said Volpe has hit 375 over the last 20 games. Wait, what? Oh, Volpe has to hit 375 over the last 20 games to bring up his batting average to 245. Listen, it's at 220 right now. If he can finish the season at 230, I'll be happy with that when it comes to Anthony Volpe. But just hold on one second. I want to bring up some more people to the panel. I got Sunil backstage. I got Big Time Jerry. But I want to bring up someone who was trying to join last week and was having technical difficulties. I'm going to bring up my guy, Retired War Vet, to the chat. Retired War Vet, how you doing?
There he is.
That's what it's going to do. But hold on one second.
Can you hear
awesome.
us?
I can. Right
yeah, I got you.
If you guys want to have a fun drinking game tonight, right? We're going to have a skip, right? Hold on one second.
He's watching the show. I think you need to turn down the other.
If you're watching us on YouTube, can you just mute YouTube? If you're watching us on YouTube, just turn off YouTube or mute it. That way we could because we're hearing the playback from YouTube. Retired War Vet. Let's see if that works right there.
Like beating a dead horse, and that has what.
You know, I like listening to myself, right? I do got a nice voice, but I'm just saying. If you can't just Retired War Vet, if you could just close out the YouTube tab that's open on your computer, or mute the YouTube tab that's open on your computer.
Right. Keep open the StreamYard and
not that YouTube. Not that one. All right, keep StreamYard open, but close down YouTube. Sorry about that, guys. I'm trying to get my guy Retired War Vet up here. You guys know I want everybody to be up here. But I'll bring up my guy Sunil. That's right now. And then I'm gonna bring up Jerry. But Sunil, how are you doing, baby?
Apocalypse. Good. What's going on, man?
I'm good, my guy. Listen, I want to ask you a question. Have you ever saw that movie Ghost of Mars with Ice Cube?
No, can't say I have.
You know, you're someone that's a very much of a movie aficionado. I thought you'd be able to watch one of the C-list movies from the 2000s. All right, Sunil, you're disappointing me. But Sunil, how are you doing? What's up?
All good, man. All good. You know, disconnecting from Yankee baseball, getting into pickleball, and you know, playing.
Hey, you know, if you didn't know, our guy Zook, who runs the Rangers Ice Brew on our channel, he hosts the #1 pickleball show that's out there for BetG and one of those betting sites
on
or whatever
YouTube?
like that. It's for Bet360. He hosts it on YouTube. So next time the Ranger chat is up, go into the chat and ask the guys when they what's their pickleball channel. I'll try to find it. I'll send it to you to Twitter. But Zook, they do an amazing job. They started that show last year. It became the #1 pickleball show, and Bet360 brought it.
Okay. I gotta call out Tats for this one. Tats, nothing's right. Okay, stop it.
That's your
co-host.
What's happening?
So now let's switch gears just a little bit. Get back to the conversation.
Sure.
We was Casey was talking about Volpe. I want to ask you when it comes to Anthony Volpe, and you look at his rookie season, you look at his stats. I know we talked about it a little bit last week, but what's your thoughts on Volpe as you reflect on his rookie season?
The chicken parm story's got to die. I'm going to add my take to your over-under on the 30 times mentioned. I'm going to go 50-50 clubs, 50 times mentioned, 50 times Yankee fans. Basically, just do a face palm in disbelief and be like, dude, die already.
No, but I'm right there with you. And TC, I honestly think the Yankees will have a chicken parm day at the stadium in the month of September just to highlight that whole fiasco.
They're probably going to do it on September 22 just to kill off the Fire Cashman Fire Boom protest.
Hey, if they're smart, they'll definitely do it. Uncle Tats with the $4.99 super chat who says, like Carton used to say to Boomer, I'll put my spin on it. Nobody cares about pickleball. Yeah, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. But I'm going to bring in Big Time Jerry for the conversation. Big Time Jerry, good morning. How you doing?
How you doing?
Good morning. Good morning, guys. Glad to be here.
That's my guy.
Glad that you are here.
September 23rd is drawing near. Can't wait to hug you but Todd says watch his back.
Incoming.
He's got
I
a
got
big
you.
back.
Yeah, be careful. Be careful.
Yeah, gotta
Yeah,
be.
as long as you don't pick me up or bear hug me, I'm good, Jerry.
I won't be able to pick you up. I won't be able to pick.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. But Jerry, you've been listening to the convo so far. Reflect Black. What's your thoughts on Anthony Volpe's rookie season? And I'll throw it over to Casey to get his thoughts on Hal Steinbrenner and the quotes that came out yesterday. Go ahead, Jerry.
The kid is coming on, and what can you say? 20 stolen bases and 20 home runs. That's fantastic. And the season's not done yet. We got the whole month to go. So I'm glad for the kid. And we kept getting on him because of the way he was striking out all the time. But it looks like he's grooving in there now. And I can't wait to see Dominguez. I think we got another Mickey Mantle on board here.
No, settle down.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
I don't want to jinx him.
Bring it down. Bring it down.
Easy.
Take
it
Let's
easy,
listen. When Dominguez was scouted, that's what people were calling him. Let's let Dominguez be Dominguez. Let's let Volpe be Volpe. But Jerry, I'm not gonna lie. If I didn't say that, I don't share your enthusiasm because I definitely do. All right, Jerry, just know that, okay?
Yeah.
But when you look at Anthony Volpe, he just looks like just such an innocent young kid that just loves the game of baseball. When you look at him in the dugout, always having a smile on his face, always running back and forth, being Aaron Judge's shadow. Anthony Volpe, you could tell this young kid, he loves and he respects the game of baseball. And that's what I hope that if there's anything Anthony Volpe can do as that young leader for the other young kids is show them how to prepare properly. Anthony Volpe's been up here for the entire season. Austin Wells and Jason Dominguez to see how Anthony Volpe he prepares, how he goes about his business. It's a fun story between Derek Jeter, right, and Willie Randolph. And no, not Derek Jeter, and Don Mattingly. It was spring training, and how Don Mattingly came up to Jeter and he told him, let's sprint, let's just run, because you never know who's watching. Casey, you heard the conversation earlier when it comes to Hal Steinbrenner and his quotes. What's your thoughts as I pull up the graphic?
Okay, so Hal is in damage control right now.
Oh yeah.
He knows the fan base is irate, disappointed, frustrated, and go on and on. And because of the being under 500, being in last place, not making the postseason, all these things are against him. He knows he has to come out and make these statements and make moves. And that was the reason for the Donaldson release, putting Bader on waivers, calling up the kids because he's trying to save face because these fans they're irate. So do I believe he's going to make major changes? No, I don't. Would I love to see it happen? Yes. And they do need a forensic look at all their operations and from top to bottom, all the way down to rookie ball, all the way up to AAA and their big league club. They need an overhaul of their fundamentals, their organization as a philosophy change. They need that, but I just don't see it happening.
Yeah. I can't disagree with you. Sunil, what's your thoughts on that? And let's throw it over to Jerry. Let's circle back to my brother TC. Go ahead, Sunil.
So I have to say, Casey Funtime was either doing a very good Denzel Washington with the low baritone voice, or he was going Morgan Freeman. I couldn't tell. But
it's Morgan Freeman. For me, it's Morgan Freeman. That's what it is. But go ahead, Sunil.
Yeah. But Hal has been confused on why the fan base is disappointed, pissed off, enter any adjective you want here since July. We're looking at the results right now. Gee, Hal, what do you think now, buddy? The pissed off emotion has come to its culmination point. We're in September, sub 500. Yeah, they shot my 66 and 96 prediction down. It's going to be probably 76 and 86 at the very best case. You have a shitload of work to do. Excuse the French. But this is by far the worst Yankee team we have seen in 30 years. It is no doubt that, maybe, I got a deal going with TC Steels. He's probably going to Google Beats me until on September 23rd, since I probably won't be able to make it. We can do like a video cam kind of hug thing, kind of like on StreamYard. Just saying. But back on topic. New manager, new GM, new analytics for damn sure.
Mm-hmm.
Hector for medical staff, straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This needs an entire, delete and restart. No rinse and repeat will be tolerated anymore. Time for a whole new setup.
But like I said earlier, Sunil, right? I think it's going to be not Cashman or Aaron Boone, right? I think those two, I think their jobs are safe, right? And I know that's not a very popular opinion. Shout out to my guy Unpopular in the chat. I know that's a very unpopular opinion, but when you look at them two, their sign, Cashman has 3 more years after this year. He has 3 more years. You're not going to fire Cashman after this year or fire Aaron Boone after this year and then hire a new GM so that new GM could then hire a new coach, right? You're going to have to wait for Boone to finish out his contract, right? And then for me, when it comes to the outside firm taking a look at the analytics, I think it's going to be a skeleton change of the organization. That's why I keep saying the skeleton. When it comes to the analytics, when it comes to the development, at the base level, the coaching staff, that is going to change. Besides that, I think it's going to be the same status quo. Jerry, I'm going to throw it over to you, but as I throw it over to you, Jerry, I'm going to bring up Damien from the queue right now. My guy Damien, what it do?
What up, everybody? What's up? How's everybody doing?
All is well, my guy. All is well. Family, my guy. Thanks for joining us, baby. All right, I'm going to just throw it over to Jerry real quick. After Jerry goes, I'm going to throw it over to Damien and then circle back to TC. Go ahead, Jerry.
Most dysfunctional team I've ever seen in years. I don't think we're even going to win 80 games this year. I really don't. No. I really thought we were going to win yesterday with Volpe's 3-run shot, but Glaber being Glaber, airmailed the ball. Wasn't even close to DJ. We're a ship without a rudder, I'll tell you. So dysfunctional. And I don't know what's going to happen come next year. But we need major change. We do. Cashman, want him to go, but it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. I hope he doesn't come back, but he'll probably come back also.
Now, Jerry, I just wanted to ask you, because it's been 13 is going to be going on 14 years next year when we come into next season. Shout out to my guy Uncle Fulio with the $9.99 super chat. I appreciate you, Fulio. He says, salute Heck and company. The problem with the Yankees is the unrealistic and unreasonable expectation to win the World Series every year, and the fans eat it up. They made the ALCS last year, for God's sake. Josh, I agree with you when it comes to that. But for me, when it comes with the Yankees, is the fact that they operate their franchise like they're a small market, right? We missed out on a lot of free agents. So I think there's a lot of people on this panel that will tell us that, right? Josh, just to let everybody know, he's a Met fan. He's also a Knicks fan. He does a lot of great work over on NBK, nothing but Knicks over there. So if you guys are basketball fans, go make sure you follow my guy, Uncle Fulio. And the controversy, he kills it over there. But on the low, he is a Met fan, right? And he's a Met fan that loves throwing salt in the wounds of Yankee fans. But I love my guy at the end of the day. But Damien, I want to throw it over to you right now, having a conversation about Hal Steinbrenner and the quotes that came out yesterday. How do you think he's going to operate? And do you foresee major changes? Or do you think it's going to be, like I said, a skeleton change?
Well, my heart breaks to say that we all know Cashman's not going anywhere, at least not anytime soon. Boone is going to be right there, right along with him. So Boone is definitely going to stay. It could be a good thing. I think it's going to be an eye-opener for Hal to get an outside source and not a bunch of yes men that are around him constantly letting him know what he wants to hear. So in that situation and that frame of mind, it could be a good thing because he's going to get the honest truth from somebody who could care less about who Hal Steinbrenner is. So evaluating analytics, the analytics team, And God bless, they might even evaluate Brian Cashman. They might break Hal's heart to hear how bad of a GM he might actually be. So it could be a good thing. Reality, I agree with you. It probably is going to be more of the same. But he needs to take a page out of Cohen's book. Yesterday Cohen let go of a bunch of people in the front office. Didn't let go of his Epler. Epler's still there, but he let go of a lot of people in the analytics team. He let go of a lot of big names that were in that organization for a long time. So Hal, you got a rookie owner running laps around you. Take a page and see what Cohen's doing, because it's not a Mets channel and we don't want to talk about the Mets, but at the end of the day, they're doing something right. And Cohen, as an owner, he's taking the bull by the horns and said, enough is enough. I see something's wrong, and I'm gonna change it. So that's
he came out. He realized that the season that the Mets were having, it wasn't going anywhere. So what did he do? He bit the bullet. He ate some money. He was able to turn their farm system into a top 5, top 10 farm system, make it better than it once was. When it comes to the Yankees, we got like $85–90 million of dead weight sitting on our team. Giancarlo Stanton. We missed out on Shohei Ohtani, so we pivoted to Giancarlo Stanton. Right? We didn't want to sign Carlos Correa to a massive contract or go after Corey Seager. So what did we do? We traded for Josh Donaldson, IKF, and Ben Royback. We punted the ball on Bryce Harper. Right? I just mentioned a bunch of names that all wanted to be Yankees, and for some reason, Brian Cashman, he said when it came to Bryce Harper, this is what he said. He said, everybody expected us to sign him. We're not just going to sign him because everybody expects us to do something. That's not how we operate. And then he said, we already have 6 outfielders. We are good in the outfield. We have Jacoby Ellsbury, Clint Frazier, and Aaron Hicks, and Brett Gardner. That's what he said. That's what he said. I'm going to throw it over to you, TC. Go ahead, my guy.
Yeah, well, Casey summed it up. It's damage control. And, to me, it's just lip service. Just like he said, we're championship caliber. We're all in. Did they do all that? No, they did nothing. So the same thing here. We're possibly bringing in an outside company to check everyone out. Yeah, it's status quo. Everyone's fine. Everyone's just going to keep their jobs. Cashman and Boone, they're not going anywhere. They might, change a couple of analytic guys, or I'd like to see them all go and help out Cashman. Tell him, hey, this is the player you need to get. Because that's all they do. They just look at books and reports and go and just go by that. They don't watch the games. Hal, I don't know when he's ever been to the stadium or even watched the game. So he's so detached. But it's just politician lip service, whatever you want to call it. Do we think it's going to change? I hardly doubt it. I really do. I just want to see these kids. Kids come up and see what we got going into next season. That's all we got to. I think we need to stop talking about Hal Cashman and stop giving them any more airtime and just look forward to these kids.
I don't want to. Sunil, I know you wanted to add something. I'll throw it to you. I really don't want to spend every day talking about Hal and talking about Cashman and who should we hire, who should we fire. But we got to report on the news. This came out yesterday. We got to talk about it. That's the only reason why we're having this conversation. And I see Li and my guy Josh going back and forth in the chat. Yes, Josh, the Yankees got to the ALCS. Yes, I'm acknowledging the fact that we got to the ALCS. We got embarrassed by our rivals, the Houston Astros. And if it wasn't for Harrison Bader, the player that we placed on waivers and was picked up by the Cincinnati Reds, if it wasn't for Bader and his amazing postseason run, that three home runs he had against Cleveland, we would have never beat Cleveland in 5 games. Point blank. I'm saying that right now. I think everybody is in agreement with me. If it wasn't for Harrison Bader, we would have never even made it past the first round to even get into the ALCS.
That's a fact.
Exactly.
Right?
I agree. Yeah.
So now I want to throw it over to you because I know you wanted to add on to Damien's point. Go ahead, Sunil.
Yeah. So 2-word quick disclaimer: buyer beware if you're talking about firing Cashman, and here's why. You got Cohen across town, who's basically torn it down, decided to take a direction, highlighted a target year by which they expect to be competitive being 2025. At the same time, though, if the Yankees indeed, quote unquote, fire Cashman, as in, all right, just let him out of the organization, there's a corresponding move waiting across town. They're going to fire Billy and Epler, and Cohen's going to go full dirty money goo goo gaga over Cashman. And guess who's going to wind up winning a string of championships? The Mets. And then on the other side, in lieu of firing Cashman, I would say you got to, like many other people have been saying, you've got to basically remove him from the GM spot, but you keep him in a different role, just like many people, I think Pete has even said it, or maybe some of the other guys have said it on the content creators. You keep him in a different respect because you already have 2 qualifying, maybe even 3 qualifying GM candidates. Pete brought this up on All Rise this morning. John Henry, Minaya, and Sabian. Any one of these 3 guys, any 2 of these 3 guys is qualified to be GM and assistant GM at any given point in time. Make no mistake about it.
Hey guys, really quick, I gotta go. I just want to tell everybody have a great day. I got a customer waiting on me. Everybody take care, be safe, and yo, the Martians landed. Be easy, everybody.
That's right. Damien, I'm safe, brother.
All right. I'm in Texas, hence the Martian apocalypse screen name.
When it comes to what you just said about Cashman, this is what I'm going to say. If he's let go and he gets another job, I'll be the one that buys him a $800 bottle of champagne. Congratulations on your new job. That's one. The second, it's rumored right now that the Mets' future GM will be Doug Melvin. That's the rumor, right? That's going to happen this offseason, right? Is that Billy Epler is going to be either let go or be promoted, or Doug Melvin is going to come in. That's the rumor right now. So as much as Yankee fans wouldn't want or maybe don't care if Brian Cashman is the GM of the Mets, personally me, I don't care. You can have him if you want him. Yeah. But when it comes to Cashman, right, I see Josh was in the chat going back and forth with my guy Li. And if you guys can, like my guy Blood of the Panther says, shout out to my guy Panther in the building. What it do? Salute, salute, salute. We got 30 people in the building. If you guys can, smack that like button. Let's get the likes up on the stream right now. Oop. Sorry, Jerry, just had to mute you real quick. We was having some feedback right there. Jerry, if you can, just refresh your StreamYard feed and just come right back. I'll put the link back in the chat so you could do it just because we have some feedback coming from your end. So I'll put the link in the chat for Jerry. You could just refresh and come right back. But Casey, what happened?
Can I address L.I. Yankee King's comment real quick? He's basically calling me out for saying the Mets would hire Cashman. L.I. Yankee King, I got to make this disclaimer too. You are the external company Steinbrenner wants to hire. So good luck trying to call it.
Go ahead, Casey. Go ahead, Casey. Go ahead, Casey.
Oh, you know what? I wanted to bring up a crazy stat that I heard this morning. So Mookie Betts had like one of the best Augusts of all time. Mm-hmm. He had 50 hits in the month of August.
Ooh.
DJ LeMahieu has a total of 98 hits for the season. So it's so, I just can't even comprehend it. That's how, ridiculous some of the guys on our team, their offensive output have been. And he had a month of August. I think he had 20, I don't know if it was 20 home runs. It was crazy month.
That hurt my heart when you just said that, bro.
Yeah,
that honestly hurt my heart. When you just said
that just goes to show you, like the Dodgers, for example, the players that they have went out and traded for in the past. Freeman was a free agent. Betts. There's been a few other guys, but those guys are producing solid. All-star caliber seasons.
But the Dodgers, they're not scared. The Dodgers, they have a great way of recognizing who are the prospects they want to keep and who are the prospects they don't want to keep, right? Because the prospects they keep, they hit on those prospects. The prospects they let go in trades, those prospects really don't turn out, and they're not scared to make the moves. Look over the path. They traded for Manny Machado. They traded for Trey Turner. They traded for Matt Scherzer. They're not scared to make the big moves. And this offseason, You may see one of the biggest moves out there when Shohei Ohtani either becomes a Dodger or becomes a Seattle Mariner. He's not coming on the East Coast. Guys, I know there's a lot of Yankee fans that are dreaming it and Met fans that want it. Shohei Ohtani is not coming on the East Coast. And if he does come on the East Coast, I'll say that I'm wrong. But I just want to bring up my guy, retired war vet, because we got him back just to make sure he's good. Retired war vet, you good? Ready to go?
I hope so. Can you guys hear me?
Hey, you know, brother.
We got it figured out.
The charm. Third time's the charm. We finally figured out. But retired war vet, appreciate you jumping on the open panel first and foremost. Appreciate you always showing up and giving us support in the chat and watching us as we grow as well. But war vet, first time here. I'm gonna throw it over to you. What's your thoughts on everything we've been talking about? Go ahead, brother.
Well, I think, and like I've mentioned before, the call-ups, the young kids, in order for them to show their full potential, because going from AA to AAA is takes some adjustments, but going from AAA to the show, that's a lot of adjusting. And the only way that they're going to show their full potential is to play every single day. And between now and the end of the season, they're going to be facing some stiff competition, because these other teams that they're playing, they're not going to be throwing out their minor or call-ups either, because they're pushing for like the AL West. I mean, that's neck and neck. And we got Houston. We got Houston coming up. You know, these guys are going to be facing stiff competition, and like it was mentioned earlier, going right. I mean, they're being thrown right into the fire facing Verlander tonight.
True.
But as long as they play every day, they're going to be able to make those adjustments.
Yeah. To add on to what retired war vet was just saying, the Yankees open up a 3-game series tonight against the Astros. Then we have a 3-game series against the Tigers at the stadium. We got a 3-game series against Milwaukee, trying to battle for the NL Central. We got a 4-game series coming up against the Boston Red Sox. Then we got a 3-game series coming up against the Pirates. And oh, how the Pirates have fallen. The Pirates are 61-73 right now. We got a 3-game series after the Pirates against the Blue Jays. We got a 3-game series against the Diamondbacks, who is another team that has fallen off. Then we got another 3 games against the Blue Jays. Then we finished the season against the Kansas City Royals. That's how the Yankees are finishing the season. So in the next month of September, like retired war vet was saying, we're going to have some teams that are just going to be there. But then you got Milwaukee, they're battling, right? We got Toronto that's still trying to get that last wild card spot. So it's not going to be easy picking for these young kids coming up. They're not going to just groove in the fastball for them. But TC, I want to throw it over to you, throw it over to Casey to get your guys' take on what retired war vet said, and let's throw it over to Sunil and Jerry as well. Go ahead, TC.
Yeah, he makes a great point. It is a huge jump from AAA to the pros. I mean, that's not a joke, because they haven't seen this type pitching before. They're not going to get that groove fastball, like you said, and these curveballs and sliders that they haven't seen before. So it's going to take an adjustment. We got to be patient with these guys. I know we're all excited to see them. We just got to, give it time. We don't have anything to play for, so we're not worried about wins and losses. We don't care about that. I just want to see what these kids have for next year. I want to see how well they play together. I want to see some even small ball or just some different type of baseball that we're not accustomed to seeing. I want to see home run and nothing. That's it. Strikeout. I want to see we got some speed now. I want to see some hit and runs and some bunting and some, guys on the move. Dominguez has got some speed. Wells even has some speed for a catcher. He steals bases. Right. So, a lot of this is, up in the air, because we don't know what to expect. We want them to succeed, but again, we just got to be patient and just be excited and hold our expectations, down.
Yeah, go ahead, Casey. Throw it over to you to get your rebuttal on what Vet was talking about when it comes.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, everyone, regardless if you're a rookie coming up, or even some veterans, they need time. There's a lot of veterans that have slow starts of the season, and then they need the at-bats, they need the timing. So I agree, this last month of baseball, the kids, like TC said, they need to be in the lineup every day. They need to be in the lineup, and even though they might need time to adjust, you can tell by what type of at-bats they're going to have. You know, are they quality at-bats? Are they going down 1, 2, 3, sitting down, or are they fouling pitches off? Are they taking pitches close or just outside of the zone? Are they swinging at strikes? You know, that's what you want to see. Even though their numbers might not be there at the end of the year, you just want to see how they perform at this stage, and especially like you know what TC said too. How are they running the bases? How is their baseball IQ? Are they good defensively? Are they a liability out there? What can you gather in this last 30 days with these young guys, and what can you take to next year if you're going to make a decision, either stay with these group, or 1 or 2 guys have to go, and you look for a free agent or a trade to fill in the spots. That's what this last month needs to be.
And just to piggyback on what Casey said, I'm gonna throw it over to Sunil, right? When it comes to, I was having this conversation with TC. When you look at Everson Pereira, right? I know his numbers don't pop out. When you watch his at bats, he could draw the at bat to 3-2. He could get you to 5, 6, 7, 8 pitches per an at bat. He just has to recognize that at the big leagues, if the count is 2-1, you're not going to get a fastball like he was getting in AAA. That's where the adjustments when it comes to Everson Pereira. But when you look at his at-bats, he has an eye. He's able to draw a walk. He's able to lay off of pitches. He doesn't extend the strike zone and help out the opposing pitcher like some rookies do, right? When they first get called up. I'm going to throw it over to Sunil to get your thoughts on what we were just talking about. Go ahead, Suni. Suni.
Yeah, so basically, the kids are directly being thrown into the fire right from the get-go. I mean, if you're looking at Dominguez versus Verlander tonight, the crazy side of me basically just said, hey, just maybe this kid has the Houston fan base saying, Houston, we have a problem. He launches 2 bombs off Verlander. Verlander's like, okay, see you guys. It's either that or let me give you a kind of a faint glimmer of hope based off of the end of the 2007 season, and at least 17 games left to play. Phillies are 7 back. We have a whole month left to play. We are 10 back. Yeah, I get that this team has like absolutely no energy. This team is deader than, you know, a dead battery in any electronic product. I get it. There's almost no hope. And I even probably loosely use the word almost. There's practically no hope. We all know what's going to happen. I've been saying 66 and 96 till the end of time. They just blew that one out of the water. Probably end up with like 70, maybe 80 wins if you're lucky. This team needs wholesale changes. And with the kids, there is that faint glimmer of hope. Like Jerry said, we're having spring training 6 months ahead of schedule, which is a good thing. You get a small sample set right now. You hopefully see a switch hitting version of what Shane Spencer did in '98 in Jason Dominguez. You see a little spark plug out of him, which hopefully he can continue, and it's not going to end up like what Peraza had, the small sample size of hitting 300 at the end of last year. Hopefully he can carry it through. The continuity is key. Now, one more thing I'm going to draw in as a bonus. If you remember during your Morning Brew Sports when you covered the Knicks back in the spring season.
Which will be coming back in the month of October, but go ahead, Sunil.
Yeah, so if you remember the famous, the trade I was dreading with Kyrie Irving coming to the Mavs and what Jason Kidd. And if you remember the Jason Kidd post-game conferences that were ensuing after that, who did he sound like on the Yankees?
He sounded like Boone.
No, Dylan Lawson. Dylan Lawson.
Oh, that's even worse then. So now that's even worse. But I understand the comparison. Yeah.
They're saying the same thing. We don't care about the stats. We just want to make the playoffs. Just get us in the playoffs. We'll make noise. You tanked the season, morons.
Well, when you look at it right now, right, and yeah, I get what you're saying, Funel, but right now for the month of September, it should just be focused on getting those kids every day at bats and playing time. Every day. It doesn't matter. No, it should be not one. The only time they should rest if there's a double header, and even then they should just come out or come into the game in the 5th inning, point blank period. Jerry, I want to throw it over to you when it comes to the rookies to add on to what Warvet was talking about, and then I want to throw it over to Warvet to close us out. Since it is his first time on the show, we got to stop at 1:30 just because I got to produce the Giant show at 2. But Jerry, I'm going to throw it over to you. What's your thoughts on the convo with the young kids and the expectations? Go ahead.
Okay, we got 28 games left. And like I said, I don't think we're going to make 80. I expect a lot of strikeouts tonight. I don't know how well they're going to do against Verlander. Maybe you should attempt a bunt and get on base that way. But I'll tell you, what a year. What a year. I can't wait till it's over.
What's your expectations for the young kids for the month of September? What do you want them to focus on?
Just going after good pitches, not reaching out like Stanton, and not even close to hitting the ball.
Yeah.
So I just want them to make good contact, work the pitcher, and do the best they can. Like I say, 28 games left. Let's hope for the best. That's all I can say.
100%, Jerry. 100%.
Stanton looks like he's at the plate with a fishing rod with the way he's
exactly.
Buckley. Yeah,
Stanton looks like he has a hula hoop around his hips when he's swinging.
Stanton needs a pickleball racket to hit.
Yeah,
he's got bad knees. His knees are shot.
Tune in on Monday night, Pinstripes After Dark for a liquor ball.
Look, there you go. I can't wait to tune in for that one. But guys, before we get out of here, we got 30 people in the building. This stream right now is sitting on, I want to say 44 likes, if I'm not mistaken, or 45 likes. If you guys can, please smack that like button. Help us get to 50 before we end the stream. But also, make sure you guys set your alarms tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock in the morning, Yanks Morning Brew, Nathan Ramachandra in the NNR Hour. We're doing a collab. It will be myself. It will be my brother TC and Nathan Ramachandra. We will be having a conversation with Brian Hope. So make sure all of you guys come ready with your questions. Make sure you put them in the chat just to let you guys know. I know I try to read every chat that comes up, but if you throw a super chat, I'm just letting you know those will get highlighted and I'll be able to see them first before everything else. But I'll try to get to everyone's questions that are in the chat. Retire War Vet, I'm going to throw it over to you. Thank you, TC. Thank you, KC. Thank you, Sunil. Thank you, Jerry. It's been a great episode. Retire War Vet, close us out. Get us out of here.
All right, guys. Well, I appreciate it. Finally got this figured out.
Figured it out, baby.
Yeah. And
we appreciate you, man. We appreciate you, and thank you for your service as well.
Yeah, thank you for your service.
Yeah, I appreciate those comments, and let's be behind all these kids and hope that they can impress us and carry it forward to 2024.
That's right, baby. Appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. Like always, peace, salutation. And if you're ever in Texas, run into Sunil and rub his head for me and wish him good luck. I love you guys. Deuces.
God bless.
Really, y'all don't know this, y'all